If you've spent any amount of time practicing card counting at home, you need to know these things before you step into a casino and try it in real life. I just got this email from one of our members and I want to share it with you because I felt like it was a really good example of what to expect the first time you go into a casino. So we'll call him Jay, and here's what he said. Colin, I sat down at a $10 table last night. This was my first time playing and counting for real outside of training. I put in several hours of back counting prior to this, plus hundreds of hours of training on the app. He means our iPhone app. I was lost for the first 30 minutes. It's funny how all the training flew out the window when I actually sat down, and the distractions were brutal. I got hit on by someone, then someone starts asking me for basic strategy advice. I literally kept the rank count on my fingers on my left hand per your recent video. I lost $250. I biffed it in the first 30 minutes in terms of process. I was really going to the casino to put the practice into play and consistently execute the process. Overall, I played for 3 hours and I sat out numerous hands due to negative counts. In fact, I was shocked at how frequently the count was negative or at zero. It seemed like 80% of the time the count was negative or zero. Could that be right? I'd love your thoughts here. Best, Jay. So there are a handful of things from that email that I think are really common I want to share with you so that you can have the most success when you try implementing card counting in a real casino. So the first thing is he said he was totally lost after the first 30 minutes. And that's okay, that's all of us. I remember my first time in a casino and I totally lost the count in the first couple of minutes. It's okay, it gets better, and you have to start somewhere. Being able to do it perfectly at home doesn't mean you'll do it perfectly in a casino, but if you can't keep the count at home, you definitely won't be able to keep it in a casino. So what do? Well, first, if you lose the count, step away from the table, take a breather, wait for the shuffle. You can sit down again and try it again, but you just have to take the time to get comfortable keeping the count in a real casino environment. The second thing he brings up is they lost $250, and that's a bummer. But we as card counters want to think in terms of EV, which is expected value. And the reality is he expected some variance, is what we would call it. The EV, the expected value of him playing for 3 hours, was probably $15 to $30. So he probably should have lost $15 to $30 if he was playing poor basic strategy and not keeping the count well at all. But he lost some money. Lots of times I get emails from people that say, hey, I tried card counting and I won $500, and they think I'm amazing. But the reality is there's variance. I won my first 2 times practicing, and then I went and I lost all that money back over the next couple times I went and tried to count cards. So you just have to get used to the swings of the game. Don't beat yourself up if you lost a couple $100. If you win a couple $100, that doesn't mean you necessarily did everything right. So don't pat yourself on the back. It's all part of the training process of just playing perfect blackjack in the casino. All right, a third thing he brings up is that he spent a lot of time sitting out during negative counts or just being at these 0 true counts. And he's actually not far off with the math. The reality is you have above a true 1 about 25 to 30% of the time. That means that 70, 75% of the time we're below a true 1. That's just the variance of how the true counts play out. And you have to be patient. You want to avoid those negative counts and you wait for a true 1 before you raise your bet. That's just how the game works. So here was my advice to Jay. Okay, you're not perfect in a casino. That's all right. No one expects you to be. But next time you go into the casino, sit down and try to just play basic strategy while keeping the count. Don't worry about true count conversion and changing your bets. Just spend 5, 10 hours, whatever it takes, where you can play basic strategy and keep a perfect running count. Then, when you can keep a perfect running count and play perfect basic strategy, just start adding $5 or $10 per true count to practice changing your bets with the true count, to practice doing your true count conversion, your deck estimation, and you're not worried about making money. You're worried about perfect basic strategy, perfect counting, true count conversion, and perfect betting. And you do that however long it takes till you can do at the casino what you can do at home perfectly 100% of the time. When I trained people for the church team, when they could play perfectly at home, we would then send them out to play at the casino, just very low limits, getting comfortable, maybe 40, 80 hours of playing, not changing their bets much, but just getting perfect at the casino. So my point is you gotta grow your skills. You keep building upon your skills. Don't expect to play perfectly at home. Go to the casino and be a rock star your first time. For more tips on playing perfect blackjack in the casino, check out our video on how to keep the count with all the distractions of the casino.